I want to welcome everybody to Retail Disruption and the Opportunities Ahead. And for those of you in the back talking, I'm sorry, I am an only child. All eyes on me, please. So yes, come in. We're just getting started. Huh? So did you guys all like today's keynote speaker?
Yes.
Okay, so what was great about him for me is he said something really important. As you guys are entering today's conversation with me, I want to know from what he said, are you ready to be a little off balance?
Yes.
Are you open and willing?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm not going to do cartwheels because I have a dress on. But it's really important when we talk about disruption and the opportunities in retail that we have to be willing and open-minded, because when I introduce you to some things, for some of you, you're going to be like, yeah, and some of you will be like, oh my God, no, because there's so much going on. So I want to start with a question, which is, for those of you who are in here that have retail stores, because I saw and met some manufacturers and designers, and I appreciate everybody being here, but for those of you who have a retail store, I want to ask a question. The first time somebody actually came in the store and showed you a Pinterest with engagement rings and said, help me create something like this, did you think in that moment, oh my God, this is going to change how I do business? I mean, honestly, did you think in that moment it would change? No, right? You didn't. You were just like, oh, okay, someone's showing me pictures on their phone. And that's important, because in that moment, we really didn't realize that. How about this one? How did you feel when you read your first Yelp or online review? Did you think in that moment right there that it would change how retail and how customers would talk about your business and think about your business and validate your business? Did you think that? I'm sorry, again, only child. No, exactly. And the reason that's important and why I use these examples is because when you hear the term disruption, the problem is you don't know it's happening right now. You're in the middle of disruption, but disruption for a lot of us, we don't say it's disruption until it's in the rearview mirror. We can see it then, it's clearer. I mean, we picked some of these specifically because if you think about Netflix has what? Disrupted how we watch TV. There's a whole bunch of generations of cord nevers, never mind cord cutters. Or how about Airbnb? How many of you have actually stayed in an Airbnb? Now, if you thought about that, for those of us who are over the age of 35, 20 years ago, do you think you would have ever thought you were going to stay at a stranger's house? No, right? So this is the thing about disruption is when we're going down the road, and that's part of what we're going to do today, we're going to go down the road, but things are going to pop out from the side. And we have to kind of realize in the moment what is going to start to change how we do business in retail. And so I picked these signs intentionally because I had a BlackBerry.
That's not MySpace.
Yeah, exactly. But what did MySpace do? It created Facebook. It is the forefather of Facebook. How about the second one on the left? Does anybody know what I'm supposed to be saying there? Google Glasses. Does anybody remember Google Glasses? But do you guys realize what Google Glasses was the forefather of? Augmented reality, which we're going to talk about today. So the point that I'm making is all of what is around us right now is disrupting our businesses. It's disrupting our lives. And what we don't always understand is what is disruption. So today we're going to talk about biometrics and payment systems. We're going to talk about machine learning. We're going to talk about the Internet of Things, virtual reality, augmented reality, and then artificial intelligence and automation. Hello, welcome. So what I want you guys to think about today as we walk through this is that disruption is sort of like watering your business. And if you give it a little time, it'll help it grow. So one of the things that is important about understanding disruption is that disruption takes hold because of us. Now, don't think of when I say us as you, the business owner. I want you guys to put yourself into the consumer space. Why did Google Glasses not catch on? Why is the iPhone more popular than the BlackBerry? Because why? Because they introduced the disruption to our lives, and what? We decide, right? As consumers, we decide. So I want you guys to talk to your customers and stop paying attention to your competition. Because that is the one thing I see that holds everybody back, is they're looking at their competition. Don't. Pay attention to your customers, because Amazon is, they're not talking to the competitors. They're going over everybody's head and listening to the customer. So we're about to drive down the road and look at some stuff together. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh, I like it.